All right, guys, what's up? This is Mose, and I just want to say something, and I just want to clear the air because we're having a misconception of what's going on in life. Now, I understand that Kevin Samuels is a advocate for black men for some apparent reason, and what he failed to realize, he loves talking about women, but not one time have he held a black man accountable for the way y'all being treated. See, I was always taught I treat you how I want to be treated. So if you're dating women that only want you for your money, maybe that's all that you're showing. Won't you hold yourself accountable? Because I heard a video, him talking about females, right? He keep talking about what a woman look like, but hold up. Pump your brakes. Let's talk about these men. Because y'all ain't the sexiest things that walk this earth either. And the majority of you men that's complaining about certain type of women, you got complexes about yourself. Half of y'all are built bad. You're overweight. You got clogged arteries. You're near a stroke, damn near a heart attack. But you want to set up here and talking about a woman that wants certain things in life. Well, maybe she has groomed herself for those things. Maybe she already has those things. See, y'all are looking for materialistic gain and y'all are missing the bigger picture. A lot of you guys don't understand that the reason that you're getting the women that you're getting is because you don't hold yourself accountable. But you want this woman to have this banging body. You want her to smile. You want her to be quiet. You want her to do all these things. But you don't even have standards yourself. You don't hold yourself accountable for your own well-being. Let me put it to you to another way. A lot of you men out here ain't even making no money. You just talking. You just bluffing. Because why is that? Because you want a woman to be in your presence. Some of you men don't even know how to get a woman because you was raised by a woman and you seen the path that she traveled. You don't want that type of woman, so you never went and held yourself accountable, which means go do your research on the type of woman that you do want. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of y'all getting out here talking about, well, you want a certain type of woman, but this woman don't have no characteristics. She just have a body. That means that you don't have no characteristics. You don't have a body yourself. A body, a mental state. Your mental is messed up. So I keep hearing y'all talking about Kevin Samuels this, Kevin Samuels that, Kevin Samuels this, Kevin Samuels that. Kevin Samuels ain't telling no truth. Kevin Samuels is talking about people. He's a gossiper. That's why y'all are on his show, because he's gossiping. See, if he was a real man, you know what he would have did? He would have catered his, how you say this? He would have catered his program towards men, trying to better men. See, what he failed to realize, you turn women down, and these men are applauding this guy for turning women down. And ladies, you don't see that. The reason you don't see that he's turning you down is because you're vulnerable. Every time you reach out to this man, you're showing him vulnerability. So what does he do? He attacks your vulnerability. See, what he does is he protects his vulnerability. You guys ain't paying attention to that. He protects his vulnerability. The reason you can't target his vulnerability, because he's not for women, he's for men. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, go back and do your research on him. This dude don't like women, so he's bashing you and trying to, and y'all women, I hear y'all, oh, he's telling the truth, oh, he's right, he's this, he's that. Let me tell you something. Ladies, you have to position yourself, and I'm going to keep saying this. If you want to be a wife, you have to position yourself to be a wife. Not positioning yourself to see what it is that, let me kind of back up and slow down because my mind is running. So, you have to position yourself to be a wife. Right now, you are a standard. That's why these men are putting you in certain zones, because you are a standard. When you position yourself, that means that you groom yourself. You change yourself for who you are, and God is going to match you up with that man that you're looking for. Stop looking for advice from a man that is not married, twice divorced. He can't tell you what a woman wants because he ain't been with a woman long enough to understand her. He don't want to understand her. And see, this is the thing, ladies, because I keep hearing y'all keep talking about, oh, Kevin Samuels telling the truth. If Kevin Samuels was telling the truth, then why a majority of you women are getting in relationships, you're changing yourself instead of letting that man change for you. You're changing yourself and you getting all happy and excited, and then he blow you off, dump you, and go with somebody else. See how these men are playing on your mental state? I would never let a man vouch for me about anything. You want to know why? Because I had a father. What my father told me sticks in my head. He can't tell me how to be a woman because he's not a woman. He can only show me what a man wants. And see, that's what you women don't understand. He showed me what I should expect from a man and what the wants of a man is by how he treat women. My daddy has been happily married, and you trying to figure out, well, why you not married? Because it's going to take a certain type of man that understands me in order for me to be in a relationship with him. A lot of you women don't understand. You getting in with relationships because you're vulnerable. You want somebody to love you. You want somebody to take care of you. What you fail to realize, the first love, baby, comes from you. It doesn't come from no man. And a lot of y'all women don't understand it. And so y'all looking for validation from a man that doesn't even sleep with women. He sleep with men. Help me to understand it. And I heard, oh, all the men giving him props. The men only giving him props because he's not holding men accountable. That's the only reason. When you start holding these men accountable, watch how their language change. Watch how they start talking bad about them. You got to pay attention to what people say and what they do. Because if you see, look what he did. He diminished a black woman, and he ended up getting so much clout for that video that it made him successful. Oh, now he's not a counselor, he's a coach. He's coaching you. I always remember, baby, that a coach is either you're going to win some or you're going to lose some, but you're going to be able to play another day. No, sweethearts. A lot of you women need counseling. A lot of you men need counseling. You need to go in and pull down a lot of strongholds that you done had over your life based on old relationships, bad marriages. Some of y'all parents treated y'all bad, and y'all still holding on to that. Don't you know a lot of you guys are actually in bad relationships because of your mother or your father? Some of y'all have been raped. Some of y'all have been abused. You have been all kind of things. You can tell by the way you carry yourself what you have been through. But nobody want to deal with what they've been through. Everybody just wants to be loved. But you got to love yourself. That's why I say counseling. Why am I telling you counseling? Because if you go to counseling and you start dealing with that stuff that you ain't never dealt with, you start feeling different. You start moving differently. You start thinking differently. How do I know? Because I'm her. I have been raped. I have been abused. I have been in bad relationships. The only thing about me is that I'm telling you what I've been through. Kevin Samuels ain't told you jack about what he been through. He's only telling you what you feel you want to hear. And sometimes what you're feeling is not what you're needing. What you're needing is somebody to help you through your pain. And stop sitting up here and letting your pain be dormant so you going at her getting these men. A lot of you women can't stand a relationship. Let me explain to you why a lot of women can't stand a relationship. You haven't let go of the last dude. You ain't let go of your last friend that hurt you. A lot of this stuff, you ain't let go of the hurt your daddy not being there. Y'all ain't let go of that stuff. That stuff ain't did nothing but piled up over years. And now it's in your relationship patterns. But nobody don't want to talk about that. Nobody don't want to talk about this consistent pattern you have that you keep getting the same results, just a different person. I'd rather sit up here and tell you my life story than sit up here and bash a man. The reason I talk about Kevin Samuels the way I do, because he's not a good person to get he's not a good person to get relationship advice from. You will sit up here. A lot of you women are going to be single. Why? Because you ain't never learned how to be alone. A lot of people, man, let me tell you something. I have friends that are married that are still single. And you're like, how are they married and still single? Because they went into their relationship with a single mentality. So why would you think a man want to be with you, but you ain't even thinking about you being with that person? You're thinking about yourself. See, every result that you're getting is from your own mental state. You have single relationship goals. You have single commitments. You have everything is single. See, when you're ready to get married, when you start positioning yourself, you start cooking for two. When you're ready to be married, what you do is you take into consideration of that other person that's coming into your life. But Kevin Samuels don't talk about that. Now, one time have Kevin Samuels held these men accountable. What I mean by that, he's getting more clout. And I might sound redundant, but he's getting more clout on disrespecting black women than anybody else. He won't even address black men. You want to know why? Because if that man has started addressing black men, he's going to lose followers. I don't have that many followers. You want to know why? Because I'm not here for followers. I'm here to give you advice. Maybe something that I say may help you in the next pattern of your life or your path. I'm not here for that. And see, I went to a church. Because a lot of y'all still got church hurt too. That's why y'all not married. Matter of fact, before I get to what I was about to say, let me explain this before it slipped my mind. You went to church. How many of those churches taught you how to be in a relationship? How many of these churches taught you how to be a wife? How many of these churches taught you how to be a husband? How many of these churches taught you how to raise children? I went to church my whole life. They had single ministries. They had marriage ministries, but the marriage ministries was for people that was married. The single ministry was for people that was single. They never showed us how to be in a relationship. They never taught us how to be a lady. They never taught us how to be quiet and meek. Let me explain to you something about that too, ladies. When I mean by quiet and meek, everything doesn't need an opinion. Or everything doesn't need to be voiced. Everything doesn't result in an argument. Sometimes you just have to let a man win. That's what these men want. They want to be able to be with you, and they don't want to feel like they're being pressured. They don't want to feel like they're being agitated. They don't want to be under anxiety. They have to transition from certain places when they come home. But see, they ain't taught y'all that. They're not going to teach you that, because if I can keep strife between the black man and the black woman, I'm going to keep creating videos that keep strife. Now, let me get back to my life so I can give you an understanding. Right now, I'm in transitioning. I'm learning how to be alone. Because, see, one thing we have not learned is to be alone. When God blessed me with the man that's supposed to be there for me, the thing is, it's going to be times where he can't be there for me. Mentally, physically, and spiritually. I'm going to have to learn how to be alone even though I'm in this relationship. Because he's trying to get his mental state together. And maybe you can pressure a man so much to the point where he don't want to deal with you. And a lot of you women don't understand it. But I'm going to tell you what Kevin Samuels is doing. A lot of the information he's saying is not correct. A lot of you women are using this information that he's giving you and it's still failing you. Because why is that? You got to hold the other party accountable too. You have to hold that man accountable. See, when you keep focusing on the woman, what y'all fail to realize, the man got to play his part too. And a lot of these men, you can't tell me, oh, you want a woman they got a small waist, cute in the face, big butt, big breast, all this stuff, and you look like Shrek, you look like SpongeBob, you look like Homer from The Simpsons, but you want this bad banging woman. Let me tell you something, baby. Money ain't everything. Your health is more important than your money. Because how you going to live to be able to splurge that money on? You might die before we even get to that part. We don't want to deal with real life. We just want to deal with a fantasy. And what Kevin Samuels is doing is giving y'all a fantasy. Real life, there's real problems. And a lot of you guys don't get it. I just want you to understand. I don't want to hold this video too long, but I'm sick and tired of people keep backbiting and backwashing on some of the information that I keep saying. Because what it is, your mind has not processed it. Why? In the Bible, it states that you have to be reborn again, which means that you have to let old things go. That's why a lot of you women ain't growing. That's why a lot of you men ain't growing, because you still on old stuff. Now, I had to let go of strongholds. I had to let go of old relationships. I had to deal with old relationships. I had been in relationships that caused me so much trauma to the point where I had to take time for myself. I done had men try to destroy me mentally. Why do a man try to destroy you mentally? Because once he destroyed you mentally, you ain't going nowhere. And a dude told me that. I'm going to tell you something. These men put me on so much game. A lot of you women don't know the game. You just playing it. A man told me, he said a man will tear a woman down that he really liked so that she won't go nowhere. He will cheat on her. He will make her feel bad. He'll tell her she ain't nothing. She worthless. She ain't this. She ain't that. That's trauma. That's how they hold you. A man should never hold you with trauma. What a man should do is lift you up. And ladies, he's not lifting y'all up. He's degrading y'all. And these men talking about, yeah, Kevin Samuels this, Kevin Samuels that. Start talking about these men. Watch how their expression change. See, right now, men are not being held accountable. Every time something come up, every culture of people keep going towards the black woman. It's the black woman's fault. It's the black woman. This is the black woman that. It's the black woman. This is the black woman that. But not one time they said anything about these sorry black men out here. Not one time. And they not going to say nothing. You want to know why? Because as long as the heat is not on them, it's not a problem. So black women, stand up. Stop allowing these men to talk on you, and stop going to Kevin Samuels for advice he cannot give you. He is not a woman. If you want advice from a woman and you're attempting to get married, go find an older woman. Go find an older woman that has been married. It's women out here that's been married. Listen to them. Listen to how they talk about their relationship. Because what y'all fail to realize, the old stuff ain't changed. It's just a new day, new time. So that's my 2 cents. I just wanted to put this out here for you guys. Man, stop listening to this trash that Kevin Samuels is telling you. He's setting you ladies up for failure. If anything Kevin Samuels needs to do, he needs to hold these men accountable. Once you start holding these men accountable, watch how stuff change. Change is good. Peace. I'm out.